to tell you something about meditation practice. There are some meditators who are successful. They want to maintain their concentration more than 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. Because when nimitta appears, nimitta becomes transparent counterpart side. Usually I suggest them to increase their concentration more than 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. In this meditation hall, they cannot sit continuously more than 3 hours because many meditators get up when 1 hour finish, they get up. So they cannot maintain their concentration continuously. Because of this reason, they must search for another place to maintain their concentration more than 3 hours. That small meditation hall also, sometimes there are many talkings they talk. So this is also not good. So around this monastery, everywhere should be, you should keep noble silence. Because some meditators, if there is no suitable place, I permit them to meditate in their own kuti. So if they are meditating in their own room or in their own kuti, around this kuti also noble silence is very important. So if you want to discuss any Dhamma, then here small library. In that library you can discuss with a low voice, not loud voice. So if you can help in this way, every meditator will be very happy. So please help to each other. Then today I want to try dependent origination. You may remember in Samatha meditation practice Buddha taught Anapana 4 stages: long breath, short breath, the whole breath body, and tranquilizing the whole breath body formations. This is especially referring up to 4th jhana stage. Imagine from 4th jhana, if you want to go to Vipassana, how you should practice. Iti ijadawa gaya gaya nubasi viharadi, bhidawa gaya gaya nubasi viharadi, ijada bhidawa gaya gaya nubasi viharadi. In this way, he advised contemplating the body as a body internally, or he advised contemplating the body as a body externally, or he advised contemplating the body as a body both internally and externally. Last night we had been discussed about this partially only. If you want to understand fully, then you must practice practically. And then you will understand fully. Today we will continue to build the origination. Then what we must do after discerning ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality internally and externally? Next step Buddha taught. Samudaya Dhammanubhasiva Gaya Same Viharati. Vaya Dhammanubhasiva Gaya Same Viharati. Samudaya Vaya Dhammanubhasiva Gaya Same Viharati. Or else he advised contemplating in the body. It is rising nature, its nature of rising. Or he advised contemplating in the body, its nature of dissolution. Or he advised contemplating in the body, its nature of rising and dissolution. There are 2 types of rising: causal rising and momentary rising. Causal rising means because of this arise. This is called causal rising. Momentary rising is every mentality or every materiality. As soon as they rise, they pass away very, very quickly. This is called momentary rising. So you must try, in this case, you must try two types of rising. Causal rising and momentary rising. What is the causal rising? This is the dependent origination. Avijja, Vicchya, Sankhara, Sankhara, Vicchya, Vijnana, etc. In this way, Buddha taught this dependent origination. But formula is very short. The meaning is very wide. You must take long time for a long time. So because of the rising of Avijja, Sankhara formations arise. Volitional formations in this case. Wholesome or unwholesome. Wholesome volitional formations or unwholesome volitional formations rise. Because of the rising of Avijja, these two types of volitional formations arise. What is Avijja? Ignorance. What is volitional formations? When they had been arise. So these are very wonderful questions. Now, before we are discussing about this, I want to discuss with you, because of the rising of cause, this effect arises. If it is so, there is cause as well as there is effect, which will be preceding, which will be succeeding. Cause will be preceding or effect will be preceding. Because of this cause, this effect arises. So cause must be preceding. Is it true? Yes. If there is cause, there will be effect. There are two noble truths. Noble truth of suffering, dukkha satya. The noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya satya. Noble truth of suffering, dukkha satya is effect. The noble truth of the origin of suffering is samudaya satya, is cause. So there are cause and effect, which will be preceding. Samudaya satya, the origin of noble truth of suffering will be preceding noble truth. So if there is dukkha satya, if there is samudaya satya, if samudaya satya must be preceding satya, then we should check. In the beginning of our life, we are staying in our mother's womb. In the first moment is called Patisandhi, but Lingay moment. Why they are called Patisandhi? Is Patisandhi, the real meaning is the past life and present life. In other words, past 5 aggregates and present 5 aggregates. This consciousness link past aggregate and present aggregate. So because of this reason, this consciousness moment is called Patisandhi, but linking moment. In that but linking moment, for human beings who have their Patisandhi has 3 rules. 3 rules means this Patisandhi consciousness associated with alobha, non-greed, adosa, non-hatred, and amoha, non-delusion or wisdom faculty. If these 3 are associated together with his path linking consciousness, such person usually have 33 mental factors or 34 mental factors at that time. What are 33? What are 34? Last night I had calculated same 33 or same 34. 33 means if their Patisandhi path consciousness is not associated with somanasa, blissful happiness feeling, then it will be associated with neutral feeling. If it is associated with neutral feeling, then rapture cannot rise. Rapture cannot be associated with that consciousness. So if rapture is absent, there may be 33, but usually many people have 34. How we can distinguish? While you are discerning these mental factors, at that time you can clearly understand. But roughly, if you want to understand as a general, while they are meditating, you can see their faces. So So I like that. So smiling, very, because this Bhovenga mind state is always associated with happiness feeling. So always they have happy, but some have no happiness. So this we can see, or this is his personality, or how Bhovenga mind state is associated with neutral feeling. In the same way, when children they are sleeping soundly, at that time we can see some children are smiling face, but some have so neutral feeling and smiling feeling we can catch. But really, if you discern ultimate materially up to present but linking moment, then at that time you get understand there are 34 or 33. How you should discern? Later I will discuss. So, in our life, at the beginning stage of our mother's conception stage, there are 34 mental factors, for example, or 33. And then there are 3 types of kalabas: heart decay kalaba, body decay kalaba, sex determining materiality, sex decay kalaba. So there are 3 types of kalabas. The 3 types of kalabas are the clinging aggregate of materiality. Materiality aggregate. Then 34 mental factors, if we analyze, there is feeling. That feeling is the aggregate of feeling. There is perception. That perception is the aggregate of perception. The remaining 31 mental formations, headed by volition, cetana. They are the aggregate of formations. There is one type of consciousness. That consciousness is the aggregate of consciousness. Altogether there are 5 aggregates. So in first moment in our mother's book, 5 aggregates arise. This is first time. So these 5 aggregates are lower truth of suffering, dukkha sajja. This is a fact. What is it is cause? Buddha also said it is cause, the origin of lower truth of suffering. Samudaya sajja. Dukkha sajja is effect. Samudaya sajja is cause. If you accept, cause must be preceding, effect must be succeeding, then this cause cannot be in this life. Do you understand? Yes, this cause must be in previous life only, not in this life. This is very clear. If the present Samudaya sajja, you also know accumulated many wholesome and unwholesome karmas, these are Samudaya sajja. If Samudaya sajja can produce in present 5 aggregate, all will be very, very beautiful men and women. They will do wholesome dhammas. They will wish for to be very beautiful ones. Then they will be very beautiful ones. They will do many, many wholesome dhammas. They will wish for to become young persons only. Then there will be no old persons. Is it true? So present Samudaya sajja is not the cause of present 5 aggregates. First Samudaya sajja is the present, the cause of the present 5 aggregates only. Then present Samudaya sajja is the cause of future 5 aggregates only, not present 5 aggregates. So you should understand this. What is Samudaya sajja? Craving tanha is Samudaya sajja. They easily say which tanha. They do not divide. They do not analyze. Present tanha cannot be the cause of present 5 aggregates. Previous tanha only can be the cause of present 5 aggregates only. So, at the beginning of my Dhamma talk, without understanding as they really are, if you, without understanding as they really are Four Noble Truths, you cannot attain arhatship. This is Buddha thought. So, if you want to attain arhatship, first you must try to understand Four Noble Truths. Among Four Noble Truths, the noble truth of suffering, dukkha sajja. This is five clinging aggregates. The noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sajja. This is dependent origination. These two noble truths are the object of vipassana. You must contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta only. They are the object of vipassana. Without understanding, if you practice without understanding these two types of Four Noble Truths, if you practice vipassana, your vipassana is only just superficial, not real vipassana. So, secondly, now you have been discern ultimate mentality, materially, internally, and externally both. At that time, you should go back to discern second noble truth, the origin of the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sajja. How you should practice. There are many ways Buddha taught to discern this dependent origination. There is one famous example that mentioned in commentary. A man wants to collect some creepers, so he went to the forest. Forest is very thick. So in the forest, while he is searching for creepers, he sees the middle of creeper. Then he cuts in the middle and slowly go up to the root. Then he used according to his own desire. Is it possible? Possible. He can use this creeper also. But some persons, when they are searching for creepers, they see the middle only. At that time they cut in the middle and then go to top, not up to the root. They go top. Then they can see that they can use also this, and they according to their own desire. In the same way, sometimes Buddha taught dependent origination from the middle to the beginning, Avijja. Sometimes Buddha taught the dependent origination from the middle to the forward up to Jati, Jara, Marana, death, birth and death. So in this way also Buddha taught. This is two ways. Another way is some persons, when they are searching for creepers, they see the root first, then they cut and they slowly go to up to the end. So this is also possible according to their own desire they can use. In the same way, Buddha also sometimes taught from the Avijja to Avijja Vicca Sankhara, Sankhara Vicca Vijnana, up to Jati Jara Marana. This is also possible. Another way is sometimes some persons, when they are searching for creepers, they see only just the part. And then from first they slowly go to up to the root. They cut. It is also possible to use. In the same way, sometimes Buddha taught Jati Marana, death rise. Why death rise? Because of Jati path. Birth rise why? Because of becoming. Becoming rise why? Because of clinging, etc. In this way, go up to Avijja, ignorance. This is also possible. In this way also Buddha taught. In Paticambbida Magga, Venerable Sariputta taught one method. This is maybe one group. Cause is one group, effect is one group. In this way also he taught. Five previous causes produce present five results. Present five causes produce future five results. In this way also he taught. So there are different ways we must learn dependent origination. Among these different ways, usually I teach one way. Later, if they become expert, different ways I teach. But especially at least two ways. Two ways means five causes produce. First, five causes produce present effect. Present five causes produce future effect. This is also necessary. Why? When you are practicing vipassana, when you reach Uriyabhya Jnana stage, arising dissolution Jnana stage, at that time you must inevitably practice this way. So because of this reason, this way also necessary. Another famous way is dependent origination, first method. Avijja Vicca Sankhara, Sankhara Vicca Vijnana, Vijnana Vicca Nama Rupa, etc. This is also important. So this way also we usually teach. When we are teaching in this way, usually we begin Ahara Sutta Desana. Ahara Sutta is in the Nidana Vaka Sanyutta. Ahara Sutta is of the Nidana Vaka Sanyutta Nikaya. Yes, one famous Sutta. In that Sutta, Buddha explained 4 types of Ahara nutriment. What are nutriment means? Phasa, Chetana, Kavaligara, Navawa is nutritive essence, Kavaligara Ahara. Chetana, Phasa, Chetana, Vijnana. Phasa, contact, Chetana, volition, Vijnana, consciousness. These 4 are as nutriments Buddha taught. Nutriment means, in this case, cause only. What is cause? Cause here means, last night we had been discussed, no? In the materiality world, nutritive essence can produce many generations. But that nutritive essence, in karma, born karma produce materiality, also there is nutritive essence. Mind produce materiality, also there nutritive essence. Temperature produce materiality, also there is nutritive essence. Nutriment produce materiality, also there is nutritive essence. There are 4 types of nutritive essence. All these 4 types of nutritive essence, when digested fire and nutriment produce materiality's nutritive essence support both. They all can produce new generations. Because of these generations can support to maintain this body for a long time. If there is no nutriment, then we will die very soon. So because of this reason, this is also to maintain this body for a long time. This nutritive essence also one cause. But another is phasa. If you do not hear my sound, then you cannot understand my words. Now you can hear my sound, then you can understand. Why? Phasa is predominant factor. When my sound touch in your ear, transferring element, at the day phasa work, connect your mind and the object. Phasa is joiner. If you are now sound asleep, you have still ear. I also talking, but you are sleeping while listening to my talk. There's no phasa. So because of this reason, you cannot hear my words. Is it true? Yes. So phasa is very important. So to arise the mental formations, phasa is the joiner important cause. This is also one cause. Chetana. While producing any fact aggregate in new existence, Chetana is very important. Without Chetana, any Dhamma cannot produce its result. So when Chetana is very strong, fact is very powerful. When Chetana is very weak, fact is very weak. Now you are practicing Dhamma. You are also trying donation as far as you get. But when we are trying donation together, some people have strong, powerful volition, but some have no much volition. Their Chetana is very weak. Some meditators' Chetana is very strong. So when they produce it is hazard. Strong Chetana will produce very powerful rasa. Weak Chetana can produce only weak rasa only. So although we are trying together some wholesome karmas, we are accumulating together some wholesome karmas, but depending on Chetana, it produces good or bad rasas, or high rasas, inferior and superior. Because of this reason, in Chula Kama Vibhanga Sutta, Buddha says, Kaman Sate Vibhechati Yadita Hina Panita Daya. It is karma which distinguish beings to be inferior or superior. Karma distinguish. to be inferior or superior, to be beautiful or ugly. In the same way, karma distinguishes to be beautiful, to be ugly. Because when they are accumulating wholesome karma, with happy mind, with a lot of metta, they offer offerings to receivers. But some people, when they are offering, they have no happy mind. They have a lot of anger. Other than they offer. So, wholesome karma is not same. One person's wholesome karma is associated or accompanied with anger. One person's wholesome karma is associated with loving kindness. When they produce it is result, not same. One person's karma, wholesome karma, which is accompanied by anger, when it produces it is result, it becomes ugly one, ugly person, inferior one. But one person's wholesome karma is associated with loving kindness a lot. Then when that karma produces it is result, then it karma produce very beautiful five aggregates. For example, our Buddha. Our Buddha fulfills 10 paramis for us in here in uncountable aeons and 100,000 aeons. For incalculable in 100,000 aeons. He has accumulated 10 paramis up to attainment of Savyajyota Jnana to become omniscient Buddha. But among these many wholesome dhammas, Metta wholesome karma produces his last rebirth moment, 5 aggregates. But Metta jhana can produce only in Brahma. It cannot produce its result in human world. But before Metta jhana stage, there are strong, powerful excess concentrations. These are sensual wholesome dhammas, kamavachara wholesome dhammas. They produce 5 aggregates in the time of our bodhisattva's birth-living moment. So because of this reason, his wholesome dhamma is associated with loving kindness metta. Then his 5 aggregates became very, very beautiful one. So, karma distinguish beings to be inferior or superior. So, we should try to discern now today. How we should discern? Number 1, first you must try to discern ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality, internally and externally again. Then there may be some type of wholesome karma. When you are doing this wholesome karma, every time you wish for any future existence, you should choose that karma. For example, when you are accumulating wholesome dhamma, every time you wish for to become bhikkhu. For example only, not real. So, then if you accumulate this wholesome dhamma with happy mind, you should trace, you should go back up to that wholesome karma time. The time when you are accumulating that wholesome karma, how we should go back? You should discern ultimate mentality and ultimate materiality, internally and externally. And then you should try to discern ultimate mentality, materiality, backward, slowly. So in this way, if you go nama rupa, mentality, materiality, in this way, if you go back, then you can easily see when you are accumulating wholesome dhammas. At that time, you accumulate one type of wholesome dhamma. At that time, you wish for to become bhikkhu. Up to that time, you can go back. But if it is a little bit difficult, how you should try? Then you should sit in front of Buddha in it. You should pay attention, this is real Buddha. And then, as far as you can, you should remember the quality of Buddha. You should recollect the quality of the Buddha. And then you should offer one candle light, maybe small cup of water, for example. And then you should try to wish for according to your own desire. If you wish for to become a bhikkhu in future life, then you should note that appearance of mind. Then please meditate, please listen, please do Anapana or Odada Gasina up to 4th channel. Imagine from 4th channel you should descend ultimate mentality, materiality, internally and externally. And then go backward. Go backward. Nama Rupa, Nama Rupa, Nama Rupa. And then you will see while you are offering candlelight, wholesome dhammas you can easily discern. These wholesome dhammas, especially at the time, you should not forget Rupa. Rupa means, especially in this case, important Rupa is heart base. Here 54 Rupas, but especially you must emphasize heart base. Then, together with heart base, you should try Rupa, to discern Rupa, then Nama, Nama, Rupa, Nama, Rupa, in this way, backward. While you are offering candlelight to the Buddha image, at the time, Nama, Rupa, you can clearly discern. Then you should compare whether that's real Nama Rupa when really I'm offering or not. So you should check again. If you get this wholesome dhammas while offering Nama Rupa, then please go forward or backward. How do you wish for? Then, if you wish for to become bhikkhu in future existence, then that wishing also you should try to discern. So this is there are avijja, tatna, upadana, sankhara, karma, 5 causes. What is avijja? According to Buddha's teaching, when we analyze our body, or externally and internally, there is nothing, only nama and rupa, mentality and materiality. They are, as soon as they arise, they pass away very, very quickly. There is no time to call, this is bhikkhu, this is father, this is mother. Who is your mother? There is no time to show, this is our mother, this is our father, this is my husband, this is my wife. In this way, there is no time to show. Very, very quickly they are rising and passing away. In the same way, bhikkhu, if you pay attention for elements and then bhikkhu life, this is also nama rupa. They are very, very quickly rising and passing away. Only just nama rupa only, no bhikkhu. But if you really believe there is bhikkhu, this is called ignorance. If you really understand this is nama rupa, this is understanding is no virtue of suffering. So one day bhikkhu asked Buddha, one day, ignorance, it is said, ignorance, ignorance. What is ignorance? Oh, not knowing the noble truth of suffering, not knowing the noble truth of the origin of suffering, not knowing the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, not knowing the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. This is called ignorance. This is the ignorance meaning only. But if they do not know noble truth, how they know opposite? Opposite means they know this is man, woman, bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, etc. In this way they know. So this knowing is wrong knowing. Because of this reason, this is called ignorance. So that ignorance cannot arise alone. According to Buddha's teaching, always they arise with associated mental formations. Usually if you wish for with happy mind, there are 20 mental formations. You should try to see these 20 mental formations again. 20 mental formations are maybe 7 universals. Last night we have discussed contact, feeling, perception, etc. And then 4 unwholesome dhammas: delusion, moha, ignorance, moha, ahirika, shame, shameful, shame, ahirika, anodaba is not fearful, and then odisha, restless, and then wrong view. Wrong view means yes, really bhikkhu. He believes yes, really bhikkhu. This is wrong view. And then there is attachment to that bhikkhu life. craving. Altogether 20. These 20 mental formations are present at that time. They, in that 20 mental formations, ignorance, which are also include, craving also include, and then clinging also include. Clinging means repeated craving is called clinging. So these three are always present. But sometimes in some mental process, Oja is predominant factor. In some mental process, craving is predominant factor. In some mental process, clinging is predominant factor. So because of this reason, Buddha distinguished these three. Sometimes usually they rise together. Although they rise together, the power is a little bit different. So because of this reason, Buddha says these three separately. So you should try to discern this craving, ignorance, craving, and clinging. If you can discern this ignorance, craving, and clinging together, then you should search for wholesome formations again. While you are offering candlelight to the Buddha, or pure water to the Buddha, at that time, how many mental formations? While offering is one process, wishing for is one process. Not safe. So, after offering, they may be wished for, or before offering, they may wish for. Maybe both forward and backward, there may be many times. So, while they are offering, how many wholesome mental formations are there? You should try to discern. They are usually, if you, with happy mind, if you offer, then there are 34 mental formations. But based on ignorance, craving, and clinging, you accumulate these wholesome dhammas, we can say. Why? You want to become in future existence one bhikkhu. If you want to become in future existence beautiful woman, same. In the same way. If you want to be rich person in future existence, this is also same. Or if you want to become in future to be reborn as a Deva, this is also same. To be reborn as a Brahma, same. All are same. So because there is no rich man, there is no woman, there is no man, there is no Deva, there is no Brahma. Only ultimate mentality and materiality. But as soon as they rise, they pass away very, very quickly. In the same way here, ignorance, craving, clinging, as soon as they rise, they pass away very, very quickly. The dissolution is very quick. In the same way, there is wholesome formations while you are offering candlelight to the Buddha image. There are also 34 mental formations. The mental formations, as soon as they rise, they pass away very, very quickly. But when they pass away, they left behind such strong, powerful karmic force. That karmic force is how you should try first to discern these 34 mental formations. As soon as they pass away, you should try to see this karmic force again. Again and again, if you do, then you will understand this karmic force. But this karmic force is not ultimate reality. This is the energy only. Now you are listening my Dhamma talk. Now you have anger? No. Now at present no anger. But one day if you meet any opportunity to rouse anger, then anger may arise. Then we can say this anger is you have not yet already destroyed, not removed. That anger is as a latent tendency, underlying tendency, going together your mentality and materiality as a underlying tendency. In the same way, karma is also like merely said. But I do not mean karma is enthusiasm, latent tendency. But merely say that karmic force you should search for. This is the proximate karma. If you can discern this proximate karma, then please go back nama rupa slowly. Then slowly up to childhood. If you go back slowly, nama rupa childhood, you can see occasionally your images. Maybe as a child you are crying, as a child you are laughing. You can see these images. Whenever you see these images, you must discern 4 elements in that image. Then you cannot see image, you can see only a group of small particles. Please analyze these rubas and then nama ruba, nama ruba. In this way, whenever you see any image, you can do 4 elements. You can design 4 elements. And then you should go back up to mother's book. Inside mother's book also you may see any picture. You should pay attention 4 elements only. Then you can see only a group of small particles. And then slowly namaruba up to first moment. First linking moment, namaruba. At that time you should try to make sure. In ruba there are 3 types of ruba kalapa only. Sex digate kalapa, heart digate kalapa, sex digate kalapa, body digate kalapa only. These 3 mental formations may be 34 or 33. So if you had been designed these mental formations, nama rupa, then you should go on nama rupa to design. Some meditators can do easily, but some meditators cannot do easily. So if they cannot do easily, then how they should do? They should go back jhana again. Maybe Anapana Abdu 4th jhana or Odada Kasina, White Kasina Abdu 4th jhana, etc. Coming on from that jhana, again you should design Namarupa again in the same way. But this way of practice is you must do not only once, but many times. Then if you reach up the Brisani stage, Namarupa, but linking moment, Namarupa, then please go forward. Then at that time you may see some type of image, or maybe your own dead body or some type of image before death. Why this image appear? Because of wholesome karma which is ready to produce its result. At that time, one type of sign we call karma nimeda and kati nimeda. Karma means wholesome karma. Karma nimeda is when you are accumulating wholesome karmas, some different types of images like pagodas, rasivas, etc. Kati nimeda is destination. So one of these signs must be appear before that in previous life. So one example I will tell you. One meditator, when she is descending this Namarupa, what does she see? She sees a group of bhikkhus. She, at that time she is bhikkhu. As a bhikkhu, she is offering to these bhikkhus and sitting in one corner. What does she do? She had one wish, very strange wish. She one wish to become woman. Why? I want to explain. This is very interesting. Why she want to become woman? One day before this donation, one day he visited too many pagodas. But this is in our country, there are many pagodas. When he reached one pagoda, he saw one very, very beautiful woman. He had no much craving, no attachment, but he had only one wish, to become like such woman only. This is very strange. Because that woman has very long and thick hair. This is one reason. When she stands up, her hair touches on the ground. Very long and very thick black color hair. This is one reason. Her face and her body is very beautiful, handsome. So because of this reason, very serene for him. So he wants to become such a woman only. This is his idea. But when he is offering, maybe possible with his birthday ceremony. So on that day, when he is offering food to the Sangha, he never wished for to be like that. But when he is sitting in one corner and seeing the bhikkhus who is eating, he had such desire only, such inclination only. She never wished to be woman only, but inclination. So While he is descending Namarupa, at that time there are many receivers, many bhikkhus who is eating. Who is she? So she must choose. There are many bhikkhus. Who is she? So this is important. He must descend 4 elements in one bhikkhu. And then he should descend Namarupa. But Namarupa in her, now the present her Namarupa must be one line, left a track. But not one line. Then again, one by one she descends. And later, one bhikkhu who is sitting, seeing his donation, or that bhikkhu's Namarupa in her Namarupa become one line. Then he penetrates that bhikkhu's heart. While offering what he is doing. So at that time, just inclination to become woman only. No wish, really. How much is at that time inclination? Why? This is problem I want to tell you. When she gets her Namarupa again, second birth life. In second birth life, she is woman. But at that night, she want to be, as a lady, she want to become bhikkhu. So she began, in first birth life, she become bhikkhu. But when she see very beautiful woman again, she want to become again such a woman. Because life is very close to each other. Second birth life is become woman, then first birth life bhikkhu. But maybe again she want to woman. So human nature is very dangerous. So if you can picture this mind, very wonderful. So because of this mind, because of this reason, she became woman in this life. When she see previous life, she is bhikkhu. In this life, she became woman. She cries so much. So human mind is very strange. Is it true? Yes. Very strange. So you should take care. Take care of this mind. Very dangerous. If she wish for to realization of Nibbana, it will be very good. But she don't want. At that time she forget. Oh. But not wishing for, but only just inclination. So inclination also very difficult. Sometimes if you see some beautiful objects, oh very good, I also want to be like that. And this is not good. If you have such intention, this is problem, this is very dangerous. So in that case, while she is offering food to the Sangha, there are 34 mental formations say. When she inclined to become woman, there are 20 mental formations. So depending on this ignorance, craving and clinging, she accumulates wholesome dhammas, we can say. But really before she is offering food, she had no such inclination. But after offering, she had such inclination only. If it is so, we can say before offering also she had such inclination as a latent tendency. So this is the problem. Because of this latent tendency, after offering also such attention appeared to her mind. Near that moment, when she descends Namarupa again, Bhagavad, near that moment. Near that moment, that karma become mature and then ready to produce this result. So because of this reason, Bhikkhu receives image in her mind. At that time, her inclination appear again. Very wonderful. Her inclination to woman's life appear again, and then she became woman now. So, when she descends these 34 mental fetters, when she is really offering, these 34 mental fetters, as soon as they rise, they pass away. But she should again descend karmic force. When she see karmic force, this is karmic force. Then here, in the first moment of our mother's womb, but linking moment, there is 3 types of kamaja rupa. We already discussed. Body digay kalapa, heart digay kalapa, sex digay kalapa, 3 types. So this is result, this is cause. So you should try to see this cause, this effect, this cause, this effect. Again and again you should try this. Then you can clearly see the connection between cause and effect. How you can see? Now please try. Here mind. You should discern mind. This mind can be pending, stretching, pending, stretching. Can produce this pending, stretching. Yes, condition mind in this condition. How you can discern here mind really, and then you can discern ultimate materiality up to this. You can see only just a group of small particles. Among these small particles, there's mind produce materiality. That mind produce material in mind are cause and effect. They are connection. There is connection. Mind is cause. This mind produce material is effect. In the same way here, karma is cause. Karma produce material is effect. They are same causal relationship. So if you can see at that time, you must discern cause and effect. Or because of the arising of avijja, ignorance, parisandhi kamaja rupa arise. Because of the arising ignorance is cause, parisandhi kamaja rupa is effect. Because of the arising of craving, parisandhi kamaja rupa arise. Craving is cause, parisandhi kamaja rupa is effect. Because of the arising of clinging, parisandhi kamaja rupa arise. Clinging is cause, parisandhi kamaja rupa is effect. Because of the arising of sankhara formations, parisandhi kamaja rupa arise. Sankhara formations are cause, parisandhi kamaja rupa is effect. Because of the arising of karmic force, karma, parisandhi kamaja rupa arise. Karma is cause, parisandhi kamaja rupa is effect. In this way you must discern cause and effect. In detail, in every aggregate. This is the beginning stage of dependent origination. First, you have many mind moments. For example, I do. At that time, different mind moments. In each mind moment, there are 5 aggregates. In time of birth, linking moment, there are 5 aggregates. In the same way, in each mind moment, there are 5 aggregates. You must discern cause and effect in these 5 aggregates in each mind moment. I do cognitive process. One process will be enough. What is the meaning? Throughout your life, you can see different objects. Many uncountable cognitive process. You cannot discern all, but one type of cognitive process is necessary. All are same. In this way, you must contemplate. If you can discern cause and effect here, then all others are also same. It will be enough. So in the same way, ear do cognitive process, nose do cognitive process, tongue do cognitive process, body do cognitive process, mind do cognitive process. Every cognitive process you must try in each mind moment, 5 aggregates. In each aggregate you should discern cause and effect. Not only this, but past life and present cause, but also many past life will be better. Why? We just see in Kirana see 3 people yesterday I discussed. If you accumulate wholesome dhammas, dana, sila, samatha, for realization of nibbana, and if you wish for realization of nibbana, this is called charana seed. These wholesome dhammas are called charana seed. If you had given practice vipassana, or if you had been this ultimate mentality, ultimate materiality, and their causes, and if you had been contemplated them as nature, dukkha, anatta, this is called vijja seed. These 2 types of seeds are called parami. This parami is necessary for everybody. So we want to show this evidence also. This is also one reason. Another reason is in Samoha Vinodani commentary, is fella of the delusion commentary. It says, Didebi Bicha, Jewa Bicha, Samobana Dhamas. Anagadebi Idrahibi Bicha, Jewa Bicha, Samobana Dhamas. What is the meaning? If you see, if you pay attention to the past, in the past also there are cause and effect only. If you pay attention to the present, in the present also there are cause and effect only. If you pay attention to the future, in the future also there are cause and effect only. In every moment you should try to see cause and effect. In every life. So There is no creator, there is no created being. Some people say they deny the law of the activity of karma. There is no karma, they deny. So if you can discern karma and it is result, then this view will be disappear. This wrong view will be disappear. Or any power create this view, this wrong view also will disappear. So to remove these different types of wrong views, you must, number two, you must practice to understand dependent origination. This is forward dependent origination only. Bhagavad dependent origination also you can do, but that Bhagavad dependent origination, there are two types. One type is you can discern from maybe in this in future there is death. Death is arise because of what? Because of jhati, birth. Birth arise because of what? Karma, becoming. The present becoming. In karma arise what? Because of what? And the way after you must go to avijja. This is also one way of Bhagavad. Another way is because of the arising of avijja, sankhara arise. This is forward method. Another backward method is because of the complete cessation of avijja, the sankhara also cease completely without avijja. That cessation is also called Padiloma Padicca Samubhada, Bhagavad dependent origination. You must also do this. Why? Tekhayarana Sutta of Anguttara Nikaya. Buddha explains Samudaya Satya. What is Samudaya Satya? Oh, because of the rising of avijja, ignorance, sankhara formations arise. Because of the rising of sankhara formations, vijnana consciousness arise. In this way, Buddha taught. Because this is called Samudaya Satya. This is dependent origination in Samudaya Satya. And then again, Buddha taught. What is Nirodha Satya? The cessation of suffering. Because of the complete cessation of avijja, sankhara formations cease. Because of the complete cessation of sankhara formations, vijnana consciousness cease. Because of the complete cessation of vijnana, nama rupa, mind and matter cease. Because of the complete cessation of mind and matter, 6 bases cease. In this way, Buddha taught up to the end of future. Then Buddha says, this is the noble truth of cessation of suffering. So this is Nirodha Satya. But this Nirodha Satya is the object of Vipassana insight, not the object of path and fruition knowledge. So, in another word, we can say this is mundane Nirodha Satya. Mundane Nirodha Satya means you can understand this Nirodha Satya when you are inside knowledge only. Inside knowledge is not supra-mundane knowledge, only mundane knowledge. But when you are inside Vipassana, become Vijjhava, then one day you will realize Nibbana. That Nibbana is unconditioned element. This unconditioned element is supra-mundane Nirodha Satya. Not mundane Nirodha Satya, because you can realize only by path and fruition knowledge. That path and fruition knowledge is supra-mundane knowledge. So the object of supra-mundane knowledge is called supra-mundane Nirodha Satya. So there are two types of Nirodha Satya. Mundane Nirodha Satya and supra-mundane Nirodha Satya. But really, if we say cessation, complete cessation, dissolution, what is cessation? If this be there is candlelight. Candlelight is burning. When the oil wick finish, then light is disappear. Where it goes? We can say this appearance only. There is nothing. Only this being we can say. In the same way, here complete cessation of ignorance. When it will be completely cease. How do you understand? Complete cessation state is only in future, not in the present. Why? when you adding arhatship, that arhat knowledge will destroy completely this ignorance in all defilements, all the remaining defilements completely without remainder. Now you are not yet becoming arhat. So, when will you become arhat? Maybe in future, in this life future maybe, or maybe in other future existence future maybe. So, up to that moment, you should try to discern Namarupa again. Not Bhagavat. This is Bhava. Bhava Namarupa, Namarupa, Namarupa. Then, in this life or in next future life, you may see complete cessation state. When you will, your Namarupa will completely cease without remainder. You can clearly see because of your insight knowledge. Your insight knowledge can see clearly that complete cessation stage. At that time, before that complete cessation stage, one day you may attain Rahampa inclusion knowledge. At that time, that Vajja also completely cease without remainder. That complete cessation you must try to see. This is future, not present. If you see that complete cessation stage, at that time only you can discern. Because of the complete cessation of Vajja, ignorance, Parisandhi Kamaja Rupa says completely without remainder, Abhida Pranibhana. Okay? Pranibhana, final cessation. Then because of the complete cessation of Vedana, then Parisandhi Kamaja Rupa says completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of Kalinga, Parisandhi Kamaja Rupa says completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of formations, Parisandhi Kamaja Rupa says completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of karmic force, then Parisandhi Kamaja Rupa will cease completely without remainder. Without remainder means never will arise again. Then is it good or not? Good. We will never go to a mother's womb again. It is very good. So that complete cessation state, we must try when you are practicing Uddiyabhya Jnana. So because of this reason, both are necessary. This Samudaya Sija and Nirodha Sija, mundane Nirodha Sija, both you must try to see when you are practicing Uddiyabhya Jnana stage. Because they are also the object trying to destroy this attachment. How we can destroy? If this enchantment, knowledge appear, that knowledge can suppress or can remove this craving slowly, again. Then when this enchantment very big and strong, then your inside knowledge will jump the other shore. The other shore is called Nirvana. Okay? So please try to reach Nirvana. Any questions?
The underlying tendencies, the anusia. How does one discern the underlying? I wasn't.
Not easy. We can discern only when they appear. Only we can discern. Underlying tendency is only can check by Buddha only. But Savaka is not easy because now you are meditating indirect into jhana. How we can say she has a lot anger or a lot craving? We cannot say because she is indirect into jhana for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So it is not easy to tell. When they arise only at that time they can discern. So whether really this anusia is really present in your mental process or not, if you want to know, then for example, when you see one person, whenever you see, you have a lot of anger. So here please discern Namarupa internally, externally, and please discern Bhanga. Please pay attention to that man. When that man object appear in your Bhanga, then that anger will arise again. So we must try to persuade such type of object, with such type of object. At the time we can see anger is still there. In the same way, jealousy, envy, you can do. If you see others requisite, others property very, very high class, you don't want to see. You pretend not to see. But whether this envy or jealousy, whether you have or not, if you want to know, then you should try to discern. Then you should pay attention to that object. When that object appears, that envy will arise, or that jealousy will arise. So at that time we can understand they have still such legit tendency.
Professor, is that what you're describing, discerning Nama Rupa, and that is discerning Nama Rupa to see with the Bhavanga? Is that the way you discern Nama Rupa?
Yes, especially when any object appears in Bhavanga, at that time only we know this object. As long as that object not appear in Bhavanga, we do not know this object. So because of this reason, when this object appear in our mind, at that time you must pay attention, unwise attention. Then at that time, unwholesome tamas will arise. If you pay attention, wise attention, then wholesome tamas will arise.
So, if you sort of realize that you have jealousy, for example, you realize that, and then is it just realizing only, or how do you eliminate it?
Yes, you must contemplate it as anicca, dukkha, anatta, to remove this jealousy. Because of this reason, we are accumulating or we are discerning Nama Rupa internally and externally again. Or to contemplate it as anicca, dukkha, anatta. If we see these adinava parts of this Nama Rupa, then this sentiment will arise. If we do not see any part, we may have strong attachment. If we see thoughts, and then this sentiment will arise. So what are thoughts? Anicca, dukkha, anatta, these are thoughts. Especially, but under the anicca, there are 10 characteristics, similar characteristics. Under the dukkha, 25 characteristics. Under anatta, 5 characteristics. There are 40 characteristics. Again, we must contemplate in these 40 ways. So this sentiment will become stronger and stronger. And that only you may have the strong, powerful attention to jump from this show to another show. Now, if you want to go back to Canada, then this sentiment is not so powerful.
But sometimes you realize in the middle of, you may be doing something that you have jealousy.
Okay.
Then at that time you are not meditating.
Maybe this is at that time you may see only reflecting mind only, not direct perception. If you want to understand direct perception, then you should try again Bhavanga, to discern Bhavanga, and then you should pay attention to that object again. When that object appears again, then you should pay attention, unwise attention to rise jealousy again. And then you will see this jealousy, but that jealousy cannot rise alone. Usually it arises together with associated mental formations. There are 18 mental formations. So and then only you can directly see. Previously you see just because of reflected wisdom faculty only. This is reflecting mind only. Every mind cannot rise single. Every mental factor arises with associated mental formations. So we must try to see the
May I ask? If somebody becomes a stream enterer, does that person not have like jealousy, for example.
In some sutras it is mentioned. But jealousy is one group, dosa group. Dosa group. Because unhappiness my own. To see others' achievement is happiness. This is jealousy. So this is a dosa group. String winner but knowledge, Sotapati but knowledge cannot remove completely dosa. Can suppress partially only. Partially means which will produce to be reborn in hopeful states. Such type of anger group is removed only. But there are still dosa. So because of this reason, I research for many meditators. Some meditators, they can see very, very subtle jealousy, maybe big things, very subtle but not strong. Because of this reason, maybe in some sutras, Buddha taught 5 sanyojanas, 5 fetters, so the body part knowledge can remove 5 fetters. Among these 5 fetters, jealousy also improved. But in Radhana Sutta, Buddha taught 3 only. Vichikicha, Silabbata, Brahmasa, and Sakaya Titi. Only 3. Why Buddha taught 3? So, in some cases, some certain winners, they are certain winner but knowledge, and another once Radhana but knowledge and no Radhana but knowledge very close. So because of this reason, they can suppress nearly completely, I think so. Because of this reason, when they become Sotapanna, also no jealousy, but Sotapanna lifespan is very short for them. Then very soon they become Sakadagami, then very soon they become Anagami. In this way maybe, but some persons, they only become Sotapanna and they pass as a Sotapanna only. For those maybe very, very subtle jealousy maybe, but I'm not sure. Maybe means when they pay attention to different objects. So there's very subtle rise they see, they do. But really it is true or not, I don't know. But in some sutras, 5 fetters are completely destroyed by Sotapati but knowledge. In some sutras, 3 only Buddha mentioned.
It's a Chula Sotapanna or something.
Chula Sotapanna is who can taste ultimate mentality, materiality, and their causes up to Pichaprika state. This is called Chula Sotapanna.
Sorry, sir, I didn't understand.
Maybe one meditator can taste ultimate mentality, materiality. This is the knowledge of analyzing mentality and materiality, Nama Rupa Parichita Jnana.
Yes.
Another is discerning cause and effect. This is Pichaprika Jnana. No? He understands noble truth of suffering and he understands the origin of noble truth of suffering only. If he understands these 2 types of knowledge, this is called Sula Chotapanna, small young Sotapanna. Why? That such type of person also cannot fall down to hopeful sufferings after death. It is sure for him to be reborn in good place only. So because of this reason, it is also called young Sotapanna. At that time only, he clearly understood the activity of the law of karma by his direct knowledge. Before that stage, he understood the law of the activity of the law of karma by hearsay only, not by his direct knowledge. So at that time only he became real Buddhist. Before that stage, he is not real Buddhist. He may change his opinion. No question? Okay.
I have a question about yesterday. You mentioned about 34 mental factors in Vijnana. A question about there are several mental factors, Chitta-Citta relate to the body, like bodily perfection. How come the mental factors relate to the bodily?
Because every mind, Chana mind also can produce materiality. Mind produce materially kalabas. Among these kalabas there is 4 elements. Among 4 elements, earth element, fire element, wind element. These 3 are tangible objects. When they spread throughout the body, this tangible object impinges to the body transparent element. Body transparent element is everywhere in your body. So when they spread throughout the body, that body transparent element and these 3 elements impinge to the body transparent element. At that time, superior feelings, very sublime feelings appear throughout the body. That this feeling is only when you emerge from jhana you can feel. So because of this reason, Buddha also taught kaya passaddhi, citta passaddhi both. Not only mental tranquilizing, bodily tranquilizing also at that time appear.
And the question is, bodily tranquility become part of the mental, the
No mental, but bodily is bodily only.
It's the body.
Yes.
The body,
Body
the Chaitanya realize.
Body tranquility is because of this jhana consciousness, jhana tranquility. So they are cause and effect only, they are connected. Body is body only. No question? If no question, then let us stop today.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.